тул для того, чтобы вот продвинуться в концепцию, как мы внутренне называем ее, Tarkov 2.0.
Alright, hello guys. So Nikita has done some interview with We Love Games. So we use like the tools as much as possible to summarize what it means. I'm gonna show you guys that first, me reading through, and then I watch the actual source again to see if it matches, and it seems like it matches most of them, especially the part I'm interested in where Nikita talks about the Tarkov 2.0 and then also a bunch of other stuff such as graphic overhaul, PVE, modding, future gameplay DLC, etc. So I'm gonna read through those first for you guys, and then I'll show you guys the clip of Nikita actually doing the interview with him with the translation tool that one of my viewers kindly showed how to use it. It's kind of goofy, but I'll try to explain it as much as possible so I really understand Russian, so I use double, triple tools to understand the situation as much as possible. And also, I gotta tell you guys, tomorrow, very likely on 25th, they're gonna do Tarkov TV, or maybe in the new year. I think it's gonna be tomorrow. He said it's gonna be on this week anyways. It's gonna release a lot of stuff, which is gonna be included on this one, or maybe even the more stuffs. So do check out the full video. So the summary, interview summary is Nikita Vuyanov from Escape from Tarkov, Part 1, Development Timeline and Personal State. I don't give a fuck about this. Did work get easier in 1.0 release? No. Of course, Nikita, of course. You should have not put 1.0 in my opinion forever. But anyways, workloads remains massively heavily. Emotional pressure did not decrease. Release shifted problems rather than I kind of feel bad for the guy. I mean, he judged he decided himself. It's all his fault. But anyways, how are you feeling personally? Frequent emotional exhaustion and burnout. Of course, struggles to feel joy from work. Feels responsible for pressure. Nah. Do you watch reviews or criticism? Part 2, Engine Graphics and Tarkov 2.0. Is there a test scene showing the new engine visuals? No single demo scene yet. Work exists, separate technologies and the shaders. I'm kind of curious of this. They've been saying this for so long. I'm kind of like expecting it to be good. Visual changes will be gradual, not a single switch. Oh, okay. That's gonna take forever then. What are examples of the new engine improvements? Answer is transparent magazines are coming. Okay, that's good. Custom shader finally completed. True visibility of remaining rounds. Ongoing shader, lighting, and rendering upgrades. Okay. When does the engine modernization begin? Changes in 2026. Okay, still Unity, but modern rendering pipelines. Wait, give me a second. What? When does it happen? 2026. Still Unity, but modern rendering. Cannot freeze content development entirely. Locations and assets updated in parallel. Testing in via ETS servers. All right. So they're finally using ETS again. Hello guys. How much will the game visually change? Indoors already hold up well. Outdoor lighting and shades are outdated. Gradual transformation rather than a full reset. Massive amount of content makes this slow. So Nikita wanted to talk about the visual changes a lot. What is Tarkov 2.0? Ooh, interesting. Not just a patch, includes technical modernization. So less spaghetti code, I guess, better onboarding and usability. What does that mean? Like better than just Tarkov BSG launcher? Maybe they're gonna let us like actually use Steam or something? I don't. What does that mean? I don't know. More community and marketing system. What? Like the survey and then the marketing. I guess you're not gonna keep on marketing arena in Tarkov. I don't. He said he wanted to make in-game thing to buy everything. Ah, like in-game purchase for like custom like cosmetics and shit. I already tried that AFK, it doesn't work. I mean, you can try it again, I guess. Do tell me whenever you do it. Offline and online events, long-term ecosystem support. Part 3, community hate and identity of Tarkov. Bro, that's it? For Tarkov 2.0? I think I'm gonna only listen to this part then. Other parts are not that important. Like, I mean, graphic overhaul. Community and hate and identity of Tarkov. How do you perceive Tarkov's polarized community? Extreme love and hate coexist. Yeah, definitely. Some players openly say they hate Tarkov but cannot play other games. Kinda sounds like me. This emotional voltage keeps the ecosystem alive. Is Tarkov meant to make people suffer? No, suffering is not intentional. Game is meant to be intense and emotional. Pain is consequence, not the goal. If it truly was unenjoyable, people would stop playing. He does have a point though. He does have a point. Do you often disagree with player feedback? Yes, regularly, of course you do. But that's how you do it though. If you agree with the players all the time, nobody's gonna play your game, to be honest. I think it's safe for all content creation. With players and designers and even developers. I mean, I don't really care about this part. Oh, what is this part? Part 4, PVE modes. And Spectator Mode. Ooh. Can PVE be modded currently? No. Current PVE runs on official servers. Modding or altering behavior results in bans. But why is he saying that? I guess he was going through a lot recently. Will official mod support exist? Yes, in long-term plans. Full mod ecosystem planned. Community made maps, etc. Weapons and mods. Mix of official and lightly moderated mods. Seasonal and curated mod content possible. What about Spectator Mode? Impossible in PvP due to ghosting and cheating. Would break immersion and fairness. PvE only options may be explored. Really? So he gave up on PvP Spectator Mode? I mean, yeah, Spectator Mode might be too much. Death cam. What about the death cam? Body cam or helmet camera view planned. Prototypes and shaders already explored. Ooh, okay. Fist PvE and immersion focused modes. Interesting. Future gameplay and DLC. What upcoming content excites you personally most? Full graphical overhaul. DLC Life of SCAV Life. Expand the SCAV progression. SCAV Hideout and Hub. This is gonna be my moment, guys. SCAV Hideout and Hub? What? Social and minigame concepts. What about SCAV becoming a boss? You said that was gonna be a thing, and God, why is this? Okay. Why no minigames during the long loading times? Ideas existed, including the Tetris style concepts, cut due to scope and release priorities, okay? Are new locations coming? Yes. One upcoming location described as extremely ambitious. More detailed tease on the official stream. On Tarkov TV on Christmas, they're gonna do it. Part 6, servers and loading times and infrastructure. Oh my god, what's happening with my throat? Give me a second. Am I catching a cold? Why do raid sometimes load slowly? Multiple factors. Server availability per region. Waiting for free raid instances. Player synchronization. Loot and profile loading. Network condition and ISPs. What changed recently? No longer wait for the slowest player indefinitely. That's good. That's good. Spawn after a short timeout. That's good too. Recent update reduces matchmaking by 30 to 50%. More server capacity rented worldwide. Okay. How bad was the launch load? expected 200k request. Reality was 2.8 billion. Effectively a self-inflicted DDoS. Alright. How big is the infrastructure? Thousands of servers globally. Dozens of backend systems. Multiple cache layers. 24/7 admin monitoring. 400 total staff. 54 core infra specialists. Ooh, cheating and anti-cheat. Do profit from cheaters buying new accounts? Absolutely not. Hardware bans implemented. Spoofing actively detected. Goal is permanent removal, not resales. Like, you guys keep saying this, but I believe in him on this part. Like, the game, they put too much passion to like be like, okay, we're gonna profit from cheaters. I don't think so. Like, I mean, it's possible. It's possible, of course. Anything is possible in the world. But people keep saying like Nikita and PSG is profiting from cheats. They sell cheat and then they sell the new accounts after ban. I'm like, I mean, it's possible, of course, but I don't believe it. Let's just say it's from my heart. It just doesn't make sense. Even though it's possible, there's like small possibility. Can devs enter live raids? No direct intervention in normal raids. Limited observer tools for tournaments only. Can view stats and behavior, not control gameplay. I was kind of surprised. Like, a long time ago, there was like literally no anti-cheat on Tarkov. That was crazy. Music content and events. Good for him. Good music. Nikita voice line return. Yeah, he's gonna sell it. Limited promo, and then will be sold separately and integrated in the be a future in-game store. Oh, he does say it here. He wants to make the in-game store thing. Plans for events and conventions. More offline and online events and domestic and international appearances possible. Release year prevented earlier participation. Did you expect 1.0 hype? No. Come on, man. Expected quiet conclusion of the long-term players. Hype for forced re-evaluation and renewed commitment. Final outlook. Tarkov still has huge potential. Next year brings major changes. Focus on health, sustainability, and long-term growth. Yeah, so the game is not gonna die, very likely. Official stream soon with reviews and teasers, which is gonna be Christmas stream, very likely, guys. I'm gonna do a watch party. Okay, from here now on, I'll show you guys the clips of Nikita and the interviewer talking about the things to show you guys the source.
In order to advance into the concept, as we internally call it, Tarkov 2.0, of content. In fact, I was surprised, but Tarkov has the most guns. Fact, the plans, these are all, what we will do, hundreds, had its own lighting, and so on. Basically, when I was playing, I remember, for the first time in Tarkov, I asked what kind of Unity engine. Or is it an Unreal engine? At that time, I didn't understand how they were launched there, what characteristic features each of them had. And you are on release 1-0. Here you had a cool stream. Thank you for inviting me. Voiced. It turns out that they were translated into Russian. The stream was just awesome. It was supposed to be simple. Damn, people were so warmed up there, such a hype in general. We did, yes, it was cool. Everything is as broken. But in any case, you said during this broadcast that you plan to update the engine in the coming years. In other words, it will also be Unity, a new version. Is it known when it is? It will be in 2026, in 2027. Well, we'll sort of start making changes in 2026. In fact, the plans, these are all, what we will do next year. We plan to tell in more detail on the New Year's stream. Oh, that's it, yes. And we know when it will be this week, in fact. Yes, but we don't have a date yet. Now, let's start making some changes already. In other words, there is a problem there, that in order to completely redo the graphics, in general, all of them, you need to stop the entire content, so that nothing new gets into the game at all. In principle, for this, well, in a good way, you need to do this. But since we can't afford it, we're going to do it in parallel somehow. Most likely, we will start to change locations slowly content in batches. We will fill it all on the ETS server to test it. There could potentially be a lot of problems there. Here, Tarkov is already, of course, an outdated graphene. The indoors still look good there, but the outdoors, of course, need to change the lighting and shadows, and in general. We have been working on an outdated model for a long time. Just a huge amount of content. In fact, I was surprised, but Tarkov has the most guns. No game has so many guns realistically. There are such. Well, given more kits, modules. Yes. There is not a single game. I even asked the GeekT chat, because again, we are not chasing records. But I was pleased that the chat GeekT responds like this. Actually, there's more than anything in the tank. In total, we have some insane amounts of mods there. There are thousands of them, and there's a lot more in the game. And all this needs to be redone for a new rendering, which was made there a long time ago, in fact, by Unity itself. You have perhaps some kind of, test the scene. Here are conditionally current version of the engine and how the game will look like in the new version of the engine. To do was this a visual understanding of how the game will change. The threshold for entering the game. I'm talking about the presence of PvP mode and VE mode. There are a lot of people in my environment, guys who adore Escape from Tarkov, but they play exclusively in VE, either solo, or, accordingly, in a team with their teammates. That is, they do not meet other players within the rink. It's more comfortable for them, their game works more stable. There were a lot of questions from them. I do not know whether you have the right to answer or not. It is obvious that some of them also use modifications. Don't know how it's called, it's one of the most popular, but the modification is she, so to speak. Expands the geographical location.
What? SPT?
Wild mobs. It makes the wild smarter.
SCAV smarter.
No, it's impossible. No, wait. Good, stop. Wait. This can't be happening. Everything happens either on our servers or on our servers. Well, it can happen on a local game, but you don't. You can change that because of the hacking of the game. Well, in short, in general, the question is from them. This is most likely a Decision, Kraken Tarkov. Separately. That is, it can't be discussed, probably. That's how it's done. Well, no, what is to discuss? I can only touch on this topic in the sense that we are going to support mods and modifications. We're going to do it. It's a whole system.
So this guy was basically talking about SPT and then can we improve the AIs? That's what I'm getting. And then Nikita goes like, no, I'm not going to talk about that. We're going to be adding modification and stuff.
This is definitely in the plans, long-term plans, for the Tarkov League to live for centuries at all. It is there, it is definitely in the plans. In the current VE, you won't do anything. You start something, your bank will arrive right away, and that's it. Alayulu. I understand you. Well, you probably follow such modifications, including on the market. Fortunately, the guys are discussing, and here's the question that probably correlates with the possibilities. The modification I mentioned is the Spectator Mode. I, as a streamer, am naturally interested in it. I understand that there are nuances. This may be an additional load on the servers, or there is an unwillingness of your team to implement it. Well, let's say it could somehow help the same content makers. If you go on a raid with someone in a team, you are killed, and you are forced, accordingly, to sit on the menu. You do not see what is happening with your comrades. And our raids are quite long, that is there. You can spend an hour, right? And you skip this content, or you are forced, accordingly, to switch screens, go to someone's stream and so on. But in VE it is possible. In PvP, this is impossible, because you will be a backside to gaming. This one, as it's called, you're going to tell the dude if he doesn't see something. And if I see, well, I see only his screen, that is, I do not have the ability to turn the face camera. Yes, it doesn't.
I do kind of want to mention something real quick. This is why duos or trios using Discord screen share is too powerful, in my opinion. I mean, it's a legitimate gaming, but it's too powerful. So I don't like duos and trios in this part too much.
Matter, you'll see it anyway. It's possible to do this with a delay, as some people do, which starts with a delay. A little bit, then you won't have the advantage. I'm saying this, it's backside gaming. This is a topic that is considered a cheat in Counter-Strike. When you are, roughly speaking, roughly speaking, cheating, unfair play, when 3 or 4 people are sitting, and they monitor the space and help to react faster. That is, to do it. Of course. But again, as it were, we tried to give as many realistic hooks as possible so that a person would immerse himself. And immerse himself in the game as if it were reality. In reality, you can't keep track of a murdered comrade. In reality, you don't have a kill cam, and so on, so on, so on. I understand that it would be more convenient, but that would Zobroklo would immersively. It would break this feeling that, like, this is some kind of reality there. You don't know, recently there are also first-person shooters with a body camera, an action camera. It looks so cool, they placed it on the helmet there. Here in PVE mode it would be awesome, it seems to me, if you would allow it. There are plans, in fact, to make these cameras. We even wrote some kind of shadrums. Well, there are even mods for Tarks. That's what I'm talking about too. Because you have a big community. The community is loving, naturally, there are a lot of fans who will come the moment. Yes, I'm sorry to interrupt, the moment will come. That when we give all the tools so that people can make their own locations of their guns, there will in fact be a pool of most likely mods. That we will not moderate well, as we will moderate basic. But there will also be official mods, on which we will build seasonal ones, for example, seasonal adventures. Modifiers and so on, so on. In other words, this is also in the plans. This probably, most likely, already applies more to the concept of Tarkov 2.0. But this is planned for us, for something yourself. So you just want to implement something that wasn't included in 1.0. Or something that may not work as well as we would like. To be honest, I'm looking forward to graphic reworking very much, probably most of all. Here, I'm waiting for the first one. DLC Life of the Wild, in principle, is a cool topic. And under the life of a wild one, in my opinion, you already even have a short film. This, yes, is the Chronicles of Red. But what is meant is that the more advanced functionality of the game is for the wild. With the ability own shelter to build wild.
So I was like a little bit zoned out there, but he's talking about the SCAV Life DLC, and there's already a series of Chronicles of Rage video. So is this SCAV Life DLC gonna be big or something like that? And he's talking about like hideout for SCAV Life DLC. Bro, the AI thing is way better than these translations. These are cool too, but AI translation is better in my opinion. But people are gonna be like, "Well, cancel very bad SCAV. He's siding with AI. AI is just a fucking tool. It's just like a computer." Okay, if you start making AI art and saying that I made an art, that's where it gets weird. But just using for translation, it's alright, guys. It's alright. It doesn't harm you. Maybe, I guess you could be a professional translator, maybe. Anyways.
It will be a hub. We have some ideas about Insane now that there's...
Wait, what? The SCAV Life DLC Hideout SCAV is gonna be a hub? What?
An arcade to instruct, to play all sorts of games. There is a leaderboard, to be wild, random people come to you, well, like people, wild. And you...
Wait, what? We have some ideas about Insane now that there's an arcade to instruct. To play all sorts of games, like those mini games. There is a leaderboard to be... Okay, interesting.
Be wild, random people come to you, well, like people, wild. And you drink with them there, play slot machines, and have fun. In order not to go out at all.
Alright, that's pretty cool.
You can't touch the grass, it's not there now, in principle. Understood already. And there was no idea during the long downloads of the raids to add some kind of minigame with Tetris. Where it was full, you know. Just, again, all of this to accommodate a tough, specifically when there is a release plans, it's hard to accommodate. Yes, in principle, even after release, we are putting together a list of the tasks globally next year. There is something a lot of things. We have it right there. It seems that we have the coolest location there that can be imagined at all. In video games, The location is new. I'm sorry, I didn't hear well. Yes. Well, I mean, there's, like, a lot of pay. Well, we probably have no right to tell everything now, only by hints, because this week you will have a presentation on the official channel.
Yep.
Yes. We'll definitely show you something there.
So he's talking about there's going to be a new map, but he's going to talk about it in Tarkov TV, Christmas Tarkov TV, which is literally tomorrow. That's why I'm trying to like cover this video as quick as possible, because this info is going to be like 1 day and then it's going to expire.
Oh.
Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like these kind of contents, please leave a like. And also, what do you guys think about the situation? Do tell me in the comments. If you want to check me out on live streaming, check out Twitch and YouTube and Kickstream. Especially on Twitch, I'm doing drops 24/7 stream as much as possible for 10 days, extra 10 days, because there's 9 hours of drops. You can collect every hour. You can collect 1 box, random boxes, common, rare, epic, to 9 drops, 9 hours of watch time. And then I will be streaming 24 hours, guys. So do check out twitch.tv, very best SCAV. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, guys. Bye-bye.